A drone attack has been launched on a barrack in a military compound in Chechnya's capital Grozny, according to media reports published on Thursday. The barrack is located in the base of the 78th Special Purpose Motorized Regiment, known as Sever-Akhmat, in Grozny. As a result of the attack, a roof of the barrack collapsed and one of the service buildings on the territory of the military compound on Kadirov Avenue caught fire, according to Astra Ascent analyst who also shared the video footage of the attack. Video showing explosion and fires being shot has been shared in social media. Earlier, activists of the opposition movement nytimes reported that the Ukrainian armed forces struck the military compound. According to the channel, the location of the 291st Motorized Rifle Regiment in the Shatoysky district was also attacked. In Chechnya, reports mention attack drones striking the grounds of the Akhmat Sever Regiment's military unit in the Baysangurov district of Grozny. Drone attacks have also been reported in the village of Bors, where military unit 65384, housing the 291st Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Russian Army is located. So far, there have been no official reaction from Ukraine or Russia Thursday's attack. It should be noted that Grozny is home to several bases belonging to pro-Russian Chechen fighters, known as Kadirovites. The attack marks the fourth reported strike against Chechnya since Russia launched full-fledged invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. It's worth noting that Chechen leader and Vladimir Putin's ally Ramzan Kadyrov said in September that peace was only possible if Ukraine becomes part of Russia. Defense forces of Ukraine destroyed two extremely rare aircraft in Taganrog. According to the Ukrainian military portal Defense Express, this was confirmed by satellite images published by the Ascent community Garbuz. In particular, the post-attack image shows the extensive damage to the unique experimental A-60 aircraft, which carries a combat laser. It is noted that the second aircraft destroyed is also extremely rare, an A-100. A satellite image taken before the attack confirms that it is an A-100LL. Analysts explain that the A-100LL is essentially a ground test bed for all A-100 systems. It is where a whole range of testing and evaluation work for the equipment for the actual aircraft will be conducted. And this A-100LL is a crucial asset in entire Russian program to develop new AWACS aircraft to replace the A-50 and, most likely, to modernize the existing fleet. Attention should be paid to the radar antenna supports above the wing of this aircraft. This directly indicates that this is not just an IL-76, but an aircraft with long-range radar detection. However, the A-100 can be distinguished from the A-50 and A-50U by an additional antenna located above the aircraft cabin, which is not present in the A-50-inch, Defense Express said. Defense Express emphasized that without such a test rig, all of these projects would be significantly delayed, which is why the enemy's losses following the loss of the A-100LL in Russia are significantly greater than the loss of the aircraft. Considering that the A-100 Premier program in Russia was already on the verge of closure, the destruction of the test facility likely marks the final end to this Russian program, which Russia had been pursuing since the 2000s, with the promise of delivering the first aircraft in 2016, the analysts explained. Furthermore, according to NV, the hangars and production facilities of the TNTK aircraft repair plant were also confirmed to have been damaged. It was capable of servicing, repairing, and upgrading Tu-95 aircraft, which are regularly used in missile strikes against Ukraine. Satellite images from November 25 show a large-scale fire near the production buildings. As reported, on the night of November 25, units of the missile troops and artillery, in cooperation with the Special Operations Forces, the Navy's Coastal Missile Troops, and the Unmanned Systems Forces, carried out successful strikes on several strategic targets of the Russian aggressor. The aircraft repair plant TNTKM GM Beriv and the enterprise producing the Molniya UAV, Atlant Aero were damaged. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported that during the attack on the TNTK plant, an experimental A-60 aircraft was likely hit. Bars jet-powered UAVs and Neptune cruise missiles were used in the attack. During 2023-24, the Defense Forces destroyed several A-50 aircraft at once, and now a unique test stand for the A-100 project has been destroyed. Defense Express suggests that after the latest attack, this project may finally die. In the Pokrovsk sector, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces were tasked with raiding Russian positions that were preventing the evacuation of wounded soldiers from a neighboring unit. The wounded remained trapped for several hours, as Russian occupiers kept the area under fire. Taking advantage of weather conditions and a covert route, Sword Group operators infiltrated the battle zone undetected. The attack was so swift that 2 Russian soldiers were killed immediately, and another chose to surrender, realizing resistance was futile. After a successful air raid and clearing of the Special Operations Forces position, the area where the wounded Ukrainian infantrymen were being held was cleared. A ground-based robotic system, increasingly used by the Special Operations Forces, was used for the evacuation. It was the combination of preparation, tactical training and modern technology that made it possible to carry out the operation quickly, cleanly and without new losses. The Russian army again attempted to hold a section of the front from a position from which it fired on wounded Ukrainians, depriving them of any chance of evacuation. But a precise and aggressive Special Operations Forces airstrike thwarted the occupiers' plans. Recall, Russian occupiers are suffering heavy losses in the city of Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region, forcing the Russian Army Command to redeploy operational reserves to this section of the front. The 7th Corps of the Ukrainian Airborne Forces reported this. According to the 7th Airborne Assault Corps, the Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to hold positions in the northern part of Pokrovsk and control positions south of the railway. Russian occupiers are attempting to cross the railway, but are unsuccessful. In the 7th Airborne Assault Corps' area of responsibility, the enemy is forced to deploy units of the Russian Federation's 76th Airborne Assault Division, which is part of the operational reserve of the Center Group of Forces. The Ukrainian Defense Forces are increasing their presence in Pokrovsk. Specifically, drone crews are being added. The clearing of enemy infantry from the northern districts of Mironograd is nearing completion. The presence of occupiers has also been detected in the southern part of Mironograd. Ukrainian forces are deploying additional resources to locate and eliminate them. The 7th Airborne Assault Corps noted that Russian occupiers attempted to infiltrate the village of Grishino, located northwest of Pokrovsk, in small groups, but Ukrainian armed forces soldiers eliminated them. The command of the 7th Airborne Assault Corps emphasized that Ukrainian fighters control positions south of the railway, as they are crucial for further deoccupation. In October of this year, Volodymyr Zelensky stated that the command of the Russian occupation army had amassed a force of approximately 170,000 troops near Pokrovsk. They are attempting to capture the Donbass city, regardless of the enormous losses they will incur.